Ahoy! This is Harry Hansen reminding you to like and subscribe to the show on YouTube by going to youtube.com at the Lager Room 5111 and clicking subscribe. Or just go to youtube.com and search for the Lager Room. Either way, it's as easy as falling off a log. Thanks a bundle.
Jimmy Jungle went up to a dribble, but now you're going to slobber and you're crying in the middle of a goblet. Benihana, Benihana, Benihana. Hatchy, hatchy, hooky, boogie, looks a little itchy poo. Reading around the collar, heavy petting up the shoe. You're reading for Lasagna, on Wonder Woman with Madonna, with Madonna. Baklava, baklava, baklava.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, January the 7th, 2026. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Radio Pete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Happy New Year, gents. Happy New Year.
We made it. We survived.
This is our year, gents. This is where we go global. Wait a minute. I thought we already were global. Anyway.
Something like that. I don't think global is the right word, but
well, I mean, somebody in Guam could watch us.
Well, that's true.
So we are technically global.
They sure could.
Who was busy over the holidays? Me.
I was pretty busy.
Yeah, glad they're over.
Yeah.
Good money though, but
yeah.
Geez Louise, too much work.
Harry, were you busy over the holidays?
Yeah, I worked. It was same old.
I hear you.
It was fine. Good holiday.
Good holiday. Good holiday.
Yeah.
It all came out in the wash, as they say.
Pretty nice.
So I got a question for you guys. This is actually this has been a lingering question.
Is this the question of the week?
No, just a question of the
just
moment.
a quickie.
It's no.
Is it the question of the?
Just the question
of the day.
Question of the moment. If we got that there,
I have to. Right. Is it a 9-part question and have to pick 6 parts to answer?
You need a slide rule to figure it out too. Yes, you do.
Questions of the day. You got to pick the questions and then you have to answer them. 3 got to stay. 7 got to go.
3 got to stay. 7 got to go.
Oh,
26 altogether.
This is
yes. The answer is yes.
No, that's not the answer. That's not an answer to this.
Damn
question.
it. Damn.
But in any event, it's been a pressing question. I've talked about it several times today with different people. When do you stop saying Happy New Year?
Well, Larry David would say the 3rd.
I know it's a whole Curb Your Enthusiasm thing, but
I would say it depends on how it falls. So I would say you have to give it 1 solid work week after the new year.
So this week.
Yes.
So
I'm more lenient with that. Happy New Year to me. If you haven't seen anybody and it's like within the first full week after the new year,
right.
Like say the new year happens on a Thursday, I give it to the end of that next week. So somewhere between the 8th and the 10th.
Gotcha. So yeah. So like this throughout this weekend, once we get to Monday of next week, you're done saying Happy New Year.
Then I'm done fucking with that. Yeah.
Okay. Right, fair enough.
I would say
unless it's somebody who's really good looking. And it's a conversation starter. Then
male or female, or just
just female. I mean, I don't know. I mean, these days I don't care.
That's true.
I would say about a week, unless it's like a family member that maybe you didn't have a chance to talk to or whatever. And
I'm gonna start doing it in like mid-July instead of just. Happy New Year.
You do that, but somebody you haven't seen, like it's May. It's like the weekend before Memorial Day,
right?
And you haven't seen this person since the year before. Hey, Happy New Year!
Right.
What are you talking about? It's May. I haven't seen you since last year.
That's right.
I would a sibling or a family member, yes, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Maybe like your spouse.
Well, funny you say you say
haven't seen your spouse since the year before. Then I think you owe them a Happy New Year. But
I mean, if you haven't seen your spouse, it's until May. Then
yeah, you got your problems. Then not wishing them
Happy New Year might not be the first thing.
First thing you want to say, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. How you been?
Yeah.
Who are you again?
How's Charlie treating you?
Sorry, new phone. Who this?
Who
Yeah,
dis?
Uh,
Whatchamacallit. But the overwhelming,
just in time for dinner.
based on what you guys are saying, the overwhelming thought process today with anybody that I spoke with about it was the end of the first full week after. So this weekend, throughout this weekend, we get to next week, we get to next Monday into the work week. Next week, that's it. You're done.
Now, let me throw in another quick addition to that.
Just a quickie.
I'm going to pour a little drink.
Pour a little
for myself, a little High West Manhattan pre-batch cocktail.
I thought that was Robitussin for a second.
No.
So let me ask you guys this.
Long day, need a little bitness.
If you come upon someone, let's say 2 weeks or 3 weeks after the deadline passes, as we have now, and agree with Larry David, and they say, "Oh, Happy New Year," do you say it back, or do you go, "Hey, thanks"?
Unless I know them and I know they're a Curb Your Enthusiasm fan, and then I'll go, really?
But if they're just genuine, they're just one of those people that you don't see all the time or whatever, and
I'll take anything that positive in this world these days.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if somebody says Happy New Year to me 2 weeks from now, and they really mean it, I'm going to say, yeah, Happy New Year. True, I haven't seen you. That's right, I haven't seen you. Happy New Year.
I would probably be like, thank you. Yes, I will take one of those.
How's 2026 going for you so far? That kind of a thing. But,
then they pick up their pants and pet their imaginary dog, and all is good.
And all's right with the world. Exactly. So, well, in any event, that's good. There's a lot of stuff already in the first week going on. Well, before we actually get to it, I did want to
ask the world?
In the world, no, in the sports world, I was going to say, but there's always a lot of stuff going on in the world. Let's not even go. Let's not go there right now. Yes. But in any event, I did want to ask you, what did you two guys do for New Year's Eve?
Low key.
Low key. Okay, friends. Kept it low key. Friends hanging out. Well, that's. I mean, normally it's what I do too, right? So, Pete.
But it sounded like John went a little hard this New Year.
I did.
Yeah. Well, it's
so much to the effect that he was returning New Year's Eve text on January 3rd
on Saturday.
Turn back the clock, kind of a New Year's Eve. That's when you were in your 20s.
So John didn't have to worry about saying Happy New Year for the first 2 days because he was incapacitated.
And anyone who said it to him, he just went, "What's so happy about it?"
What did you guys do? Go to a swingers party in the neighborhood?
We went to a swingers, upside down pineapples, the whole thing. No, we never go out. We either have a couple people over, or we go to a friend's house, or whatever. Right. But there was just one place in Asbury Park. They did a open bar and food all night, and a live band, which was really good.
Better than a dead band.
Very true. From 8 to 1. For $100 a person. Yeah. I mean, you go to a restaurant, you spend more than that.
You get money's worth.
So we got our money's worth.
Some places, we did that years ago too with some friends of ours. We went to a place and they had like a 3-course meal, and I think they gave you a drink and then obviously a little champagne.
Right.
I forget how much it was, but it was okay.
No, it was pretty good. We had a good time. Took the train because we're like 6 blocks from train station here, and then Asbury Park where we went was like 3 blocks. So easy peasy, but and we could have Ubered up for like $12, but Ubering back was going to be like $100, So
exactly.
Train done, got home.
Well, it's 100 drunk bucks,
right? Exactly.
You know what? You can hand them, 200 or something.
But you don't hand them any money.
Well,
there's no handing of money.
No, I guess that's true. That's not like a taxi where you
that cab,
pay with cash. So,
but yeah, no, we got back and our plan was to set up, and because we were getting home at like before 1:30, we're like, yeah, let's have one more drink at home. But I walked in the door. No. Good night. See ya.
Did you miss the bed, or did you land on the bed?
Oh no, I landed on the bed.
You flopped on the bed.
I got on the bed, and I got to tell you, she was perfect because I woke up about 3 hours later with the biggest cotton mouth that I could have ever imagined, and there was a huge Stanley mug full of spring water right next to the bed. I'm like, thank you, you're an angel, thank you. Boom, sucked that thing right down, rolled over, and went back to bed.
Still talking about the water.
Water. It was great. That was perfect. That was like the best part of it, right? So anyway, so that's what we did. So no, it was fun night. It was fun night. First time we got out like that in years, so it was fun. But
yeah, we went to some friends. The boys are home, and their friends are from high school. So these are people that we know from that connection. And we had not seen them. We usually get together. One of them there's two other couples, and one of them had a Christmas party, but I was working. It was not on Christmas, but whatever, like the Saturday before or whatever it was.
fair enough.
And I was out working late because we were really busy. And then when I got home, it was a long day, and I was just exhausted. So, and I don't think we had gotten together during the summer, and so we had not seen them pretty much all year. So it was nice to just go over and hang out and watch the intolerable New Year's Eve television shows. But the food was good, and Donna made like a 7-layer Mexican dip, which got raves and raves from the crowd, and banana pudding, which everybody loved. So, but the food was good overall. And then there was 10 or 12 kids running around. Oh, not kids; they're all young men now.
All young men,
and they're even fucking louder than they were when they were all in high school.
Yeah.
So they would we were downstairs, watching the big screen, and the snacks and stuff were out, and it was quiet, and we were having a conversation and talking about things. And then they invaded.
Right.
And they came, and, it was like, the scene in, should we do an old movie reference?
Go for it.
The scene in Weird Science where the boys throw the party at the end, right?
Uh-huh.
And all the friends, they open the door, and there's 200 kids standing outside, and they all come in, and they have a shot of the table covered with food, and like 2 or 3 kids kind of walk by it, and then all the food is gone.
It's gone, right? Yeah.
It's a great piece of cinema. So they came in and just attacked the food, and but then they went back upstairs. So it was, but it was a very nice evening, and had a couple of beers and a little glass of champagne at midnight, and good to see our friends again.
Nice,
and their kids too. But yeah,
always good. Always
amazing how, like I said, they're all young men. So,
absolutely, all young men.
They still couldn't outlaw voice.
No, absolutely
not yet.
Not. Never,
no,
never,
not yet.
Never do that. Vanessa Kitty, hi Vanessa. How are you? Thanks for tuning in.
Vanessa's here. Let me say hello to her.
So
let's
Harry,
get on with it.
Yeah, let's get on with it. Harry, no gigs. I was just going to say no gigs on New Year's.
No, I did not play this New Year's.
You did last year, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeedy.
All right. Should we start with the sport of the year?
We should start with football. Yeah, we should.
All right, let's start with football.
Let's start with football.
I think you're going to like this opening.
Let's go for it.
I made it just for you guys.
He's got it.
3rd and 16. He wanted the screen and now flips it out to Bellinger. Daniel Bellinger on the run. How about this one? Touchdown, Giants.
Very nice.
Right, there you go.
Very
now
nice.
maybe that's bittersweet.
No, I
You're
look,
fine with number 2?
Yeah, it's 5 actually now.
Oh, is it 5 now?
Fifth pick. Yeah.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
But the Raiders won too, right?
Raiders won. Yeah, if the Giants lost, they would have been picking number 1.
Well, yeah, it would have been nice.
It would have been nice, but
if the Giants just lost, they could
look. Here's the thing. All this amounts to is some extra draft capital, and it all wouldn't have been this year. Now, draft capital is great. Don't get me wrong. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, right? But it's not like they need a quarterback. It's not like they need this, no. Stop it, please. Don't,
All right.
They got the Dart starts the guy. Now, is he the guy for the next 15 years? That remains to be seen, but he's the guy right now.
He's the guy for next. He's the guy game 1 next year. Yeah.
He's the guy game 1 next year. So
he's their Trent Kirsten.
All right, so I'm gonna actually. Damn it, where the hell did it go? Damn it, I just had it. Here it is. I'm going to read this. Jackson Dart is the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to end his first rookie season, as opposed to a second rookie season right now.
Yeah,
and his rookie season.
Well, they didn't redshirt him, so
right with the following: 2,000 plus passing yards, 450 plus rushing yards, 15 plus passing TDs, 9 plus rushing TDs, and 5 interceptions or less. And he did it in 12 games, not 17. All right. So
those are pretty good numbers.
Those are great numbers. All right. So you're going to tell me if he's the first rookie QB in NFL history to do that, he's not a guy for at least the current next several years.
I don't like him. That's the end of the discussion. Next. I know you love him. I know you were hot on him.
I don't love him.
I don't think he's. I don't think he's.
All right. Well, look. Rather than talk about personnel.
No, let's not talk about personnel.
Let's talk about coaches.
Well, let's talk about let's finish what I was saying before. It amounts to draft. It amounts to draft capital, and yeah, draft capital is great, but they can get what they need. The biggest thing they need, and here's the segue into what you just said, is coaching. That's the biggest thing they need. All right. If they had,
they're not going to draft a coach.
No, right. That's my point. So if they had the coaching that we all hope that they have in place for next season, this year, they actually may have made a playoff push. And I'm not saying that jokingly. The 5 games they lost because of defense, that means that they would have won them. So that's 5. That means they're 9-8 right there. And if they started Jackson Dart, who knows? But anyway, I digress.
Let's not talk about it. You should start your own podcast called The Schizophrenic Giants Fan.
Let's not talk about it. I'm just
the retro prognosticator.
This is hyperbole.
Because you're so negative during the game, and yet after
my MO.
After the game
over,
it's like spit shining a turd into a diamond.
Listen, 17 more points over the course of the season. They're going to win 5 more games.
Yeah. All right, look. Here's the thing.
No, I
get
they
it. Didn't. Look, I'm making a point. That's all I'm saying. All right, but I don't know about you guys, and I texted it to you as soon as I heard it, and I heard it break. Actually, I heard it break by Craig Carton, as a matter of fact, because I was listening to the new Carton and McMonagle show on the Fan.
Yeah, I've seen lots of clips. I like it. I like it actually.
Yeah. So Craig Carton broke it yesterday. I was sitting in the car. Craig Carton broke it. I literally picked up my phone, texted you guys, and then I posted on Facebook.
Yeah, I had seen it.
Now, is that the guy that you both want? Is that
I want John Harbaugh. I want John Harbaugh. Yeah.
I look. Here's my take. I read an interesting stat today. I don't know if I texted it to you or if it was somebody else I was talking to. 90% of all Super Bowl winning coaches win a Super Bowl within the first 5 years of joining the team they win with. Now, I think Andy Reid might have been an exception to that. I'm not saying they win it with their first team. I'm saying they win it within the first 5 years of joining an organization.
Okay.
And there's something to that. I think that's even been exaggerated even more nowadays. So this idea that, I think Harbaugh's a great coach. I think he's underperformed, but your coach is only as good as the players. Mm-hmm. And I believe more than ever, the coach rides the shoulders of a quarterback who can, for that year, perform in the clutch.
Okay.
And every great coach has had a great quarterback. Now, Harbaugh's won with Joe Flacco. Mm-hmm. Not saying Joe Flacco's not a great, not a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. There's other coaches who have won with, less than Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. But since that time, which was, I think, 2011 or 12 when Harbaugh
2012 season, for February 2013.
Okay. So that's a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the game has changed a little bit. And he had, I think coordinators mean a lot. I think maybe you wouldn't argue with me. I think Harbaugh's more of a defensive guy. His brother's probably more of an offensive guy. They won in the past by running the ball and playing great defense. His predecessor had great defensive teams. He had great defensive teams. So that fits into a little bit to the Giants, old school historical mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I texted you guys this the other day because I was sitting there watching something on the TV that I couldn't hear because I was at lunch in between meetings. But I saw Bruce Arians on one of the shows. I think it's the Idiot Cowboy show that's on with the third string place kicker, punter, whatever he is, and who doesn't sit down, and his idiot gang of morons on ESPN. But Bruce Arians comes on there every once in a while.
Idiot morons, not just the regular morons.
Yeah. So I think Arians is a frequent guest on there. I think he sits in the corner in his cuck chair or something and pipes in.
And he
waits to be noticed. And
he eats popcorn or
eats beans. I thought you just said he eats beans
or ribs, and he just sits in the corner and eats ribs. And,
Arians was a good coach. He was a good coach. He got Brady.
Eats beans.
He got Brady and won a Super Bowl. But he's always been known as the quarterback whisperer. And what I like about Arians, like the Giants makeup is not the old school Giants makeup. Okay. They've got these guys. They're there and they seem to be committed to him. So if the future is Dart and Scadaboo and all this, Harbaugh doesn't fit into that. They need somebody like a Bruce Arians and just go throw caution to the wind. And because I think his offensive makeup and his play calling is going to be this idea of controlling Dart and making him fucking let him rip. I don't give a shit. Give him 3 years. If his head gets removed from his body, who fucking cares? Let it rip with these nut jobs. And I think you need to throw the old school Giants book out of the way and just let it rip. And I think you need a head coach and an offensive philosophy that is going to let them play to their strengths. You just showed it on the clip. Here, I don't know. I'm going to get sacked. It's schoolyard football.
It's a shovel pass. And
well, if that's what the guy's
that's
good
what
at,
the Giants
then,
have looked great at. And that plays into the fact that they don't have a great offensive line, and they can't seem to find an offensive lineman who can actually stand there and especially tackle and block it. So play to their strengths. I think, I don't think Harbaugh's the guy for that.
I disagree. I agree with you that Bruce Arians is a great coach. However, Bruce Arians is 10 years older than Harbaugh.
But my point to that too is that it's 2 years. This is 2 to 3 years. How much longer is Dart's rookie contract?
Oh, so he's going to be gone
3 more years? No, but my point being is that they're going to give him a shit ton of money, and then they're not going to have any room to put any talent around him, and he's going to be mediocre and gone in 8 years. He'll have an 8-year span with the Giants.
You have all the pessimism worked out for 8 years, and they're shit again. That's done.
The one thing I've been right about during the entire length of this podcast that we've been doing is the Giants. I nail it every year. I'm right on with what the Giants.
Well, let's fucking change it.
Keep
okay,
saying 4.
My point being is, I think if they get the right person in there, they might get to be 500.
I think John Harbaugh is that guy, and he's not alone, right? He's not doing it by himself.
Right,
no waving magic wand.
That's fine. That's fine. All right. Follow-up question. John Harbaugh is the guy. Everybody wants. Why would he pick the Giants?
Because it's the most intriguing job right now of the teams that need a head coach.
Let me throw something out there.
Go ahead.
Buffalo loses this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Buffalo's not losing this weekend.
If they do, even if they lose next week, do you not think John Harbaugh is a better fit to push Buffalo over the top than to come into a Giants team that has, don't get me wrong, the Giants have some good talent, maybe the best talent they've had in a long time on the offensive side of the ball. But does he really want to have to come in and spend 3 years trying to piece together a defense that it was miserable?
Well, the defense was miserable because of the coaching.
I don't know about that.
The defense, the defense needs work. The defense needs work, but in major part it was. And they do need work. The defense doesn't work.
Or did they just draft bad defensive?
No.
They draft
look what Abdul Carter did
at
at the end of the season.
At the end of the season.
Under a no-name interim defensive coordinator that had no experience as a defensive coordinator. So you just
proved your point. That proves your point.
Look, any of the three of us could have done a fucking better job with the defense than Shane fucking Bowen, all right? I'm not even kidding when I say that.
You're John Harbaugh. And you have a choice between going to Buffalo with Josh Allen or the Giants.
Well, this is speculation, right?
No, but I'm just asking you the question.
First of all, we don't know that Buffalo's going to lose because I don't think they are. B, we don't, and if they don't go to the Super Bowl, they're going to lose at some point unless they win the Super Bowl, right? So that's what you're saying. Unless they win the Super Bowl, Buffalo's losing and firing Sean McDermott.
No, I don't think. But I think if they lose in one of the first 2 rounds, I think that they'll make a change there.
But you have to. You might be right about that. I would tend to think if it's this weekend.
So there's 7. Yes. There's 7 head coaching openings. One of them being the Ravens, and Harbaugh's according to reports, was contacted by 7 organizations. So that means 6 at we don't know. There could have been 2 or 3.
I can tell you who the other organization.
Well, I know it's Miami,
but you've got to sort of try and none of us can really know this, at least none of us. What is Harbaugh's motivation? What does he want to accomplish? Obviously, winning. Obviously, I'm sure he'd like another Super Bowl ring. Of course he would. That's the ultimate goal. But you look at those 2 jobs. You're right. Josh Allen, yes, maybe a better opportunity. The Bills
defense is in shambles right now,
but they're also Rams until they win.
Mm-hmm.
Now
who's got a better GM?
Maybe that is attractive to him. But think about the Giants. They are a historic franchise. And can he turn that around?
Are they anymore?
Well, they are, just because they still exist.
I got to cut you off.
And they've been lousy for years and years. So what's more attractive to him? To take these also-rans and finally make them win, or take the New York Giants and finally make them win?
Who's an also-ran? The Bills?
The Bills.
I don't think they're also-rans. I think they're competing. I think they've been competing for the best team in football for the last 5 years.
Yeah, and how many Super Bowls have they won?
How many Super Bowls has Harbaugh won in the last 5 years with the MVP? What, an 8-time MVP?
How many has Buffalo won ever?
None. I'm just saying.
But
history means nothing. History means nothing.
I'm going to throw this at you.
I think to a guy like Harbaugh, it might. I think it might.
All right.
I'm going to put this to you. Okay. Buffalo is a great opportunity. I'm not going to shit you. It's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for right away. But here's the thing. There's always been something in the way of Buffalo, and that's been Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City. Now, this year, they don't have that, right?
And maybe not next year. I think they're more done than Buffalo is.
That's fine. But here's my point of this. All right. Buffalo has a good team. All right. I would venture to say that with a few extra pieces, and I don't mean just 1 or 2 rando draft picks. I mean some trading, some off-season signings, some free agent signings, and just some right manipulation of some people, putting it in place with his help, obviously, as a head coach. And his guidance and his say. I would venture to say that the Giants, long term, have more pieces than Buffalo if you take Josh Allen out of the picture. Okay?
What is long term these days? 3 years?
No, 4, 5, 6 going forward. I mean, look, everybody that's on the Giants right now, except for a couple of pieces, all right, can play another 8. Everybody's young. It's a young team with good potential. But the thing that they're missing is the right head coach and the right coaching group and the right direction. All right. That's what they're missing. All right. And John Harbaugh brings that. All right. Does Bruce Arians bring that? Yes. But Bruce Arians brings that for a couple of years. And then where are you going? Then what do you got? Right. Then you're going to bring Todd Bowles up. You're going to hire a coordinator.
Yeah,
it's going to fucking fall apart again. I'm just saying. I said that because that's who followed him in Tampa. But
Bowles is apparently staying in Tampa too.
Right. Let me finish. Let me finish. But if you got John Harbaugh in there, he can be there. Let's be hypothetical here, okay? Let's play Fantasy Island, as Jack Benkin always used to say. And the only person on this podcast, unless somebody from North Tongues is watching, that knows what name is Harry. So anyway, let's play Fantasy Island for a second here. Jackson Dart's the guy, and he's the guy for the next however many years.
He's the guy until he's not the guy.
He's the guy until he's not the guy. And there's a lot of other players that can fit that bill as well. And maybe it's 3 years, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 7 or 8 or 10. We don't know. But the better the coaching, the longer the chance of him extending his career becomes, right? So, and a lot of other players too. John Harbaugh brings that ability to do that. Bruce Arians does not. Bruce Arians does not coach until he's 83 years old. All right. Bruce Arians retired already. He'd have to come out of retirement.
I'm not looking for a 10-year commitment. The sports doesn't work that way anymore.
No, I understand.
Especially in the NFL. But
look, I wanted Tom Coughlin to stay on. I wanted them to fire Jerry Reese and hire Tom Coughlin as the GM and head coach. Let him hire his own replacement after another year or two, and then just fade off into just staying the GM. That's what should have fucking happened. All right. And this is the curse of them not doing that. This is what we've been experiencing the last 10 fucking years. All right.
Speaking of GMs, that's the other piece of the puzzle.
And that's what makes me say that the Giants ownership does not have control of this team and does not know what they're doing. Because
John Harbaugh comes in and says, I don't want Shane.
Yeah.
Are the Giants going to dump
him?
The Giants have already committed to him.
There's probably other.
Shane's the one who is going to be interviewing Harbaugh.
Yeah, but no, not by himself.
They're interviewing Kevin Stefanski.
They did today.
Yeah. Well,
or they did today or they are tomorrow. But allegedly, they're interviewing John Harbaugh on Friday.
But if Harbaugh goes to the ownership and says, yeah, I want this job if you want me, but you got to get rid of Joe Shane.
You get rid of Joe Shane immediately.
But will they, is my question.
I don't know. Here's the thing. The whole thing with Joe Shane, there's extenuating circumstances as to why that happened. Okay. John Mara's going through something right now. All right. And to upheave that and bring somebody else in and do a search for a new GM, at least there's consistency.
Right. But the whole idea was bringing in Shane and Dable, the guys that, created Josh Allen and built Buffalo. And now half of that package is gone.
Right.
So,
look, the bottom line
is the evidence that Shane by himself is going to do a good job.
Am I happy? Well, yes, Joe Shane didn't need Brian Dable to do his job. Okay. No. But here's my thing.
Right. But
was I happy?
The two of them, were a package that worked
together. Right. But was I happy they announced that they're keeping Joe Shane? No. However, Joe Shane did draft over the last 3 years a good amount of decent players. He has put. I mean,
a couple of head cases at big positions too.
Whatever. There's still. I mean, and the right coordinators and coaches in there can fix that. The wrong coordinators and coaches in there can't. And that's my point. That's my point with this. We need a grown-up in the front office. And would Bruce Arians be the grown-up? Yes, absolutely. To your point, he'd be a fantastic coach for the Giants. But it would be short-term. It would be 2 years, maybe 3 max.
I think that's all you got.
I can't see that. I got to look at the big picture. Okay. I don't know. I don't think they only. Well, okay. Then how come other teams can have? All right. You talk about the Buffalo Bills. All right. Now, granted, they haven't won anything, but they've been relevant for the last 10. They've been relevant for the last 9 years.
Okay.
How come the Giants are only going to get 3 to be relevant?
Because I don't think Jackson Dart is going to protect himself long enough to stay in the league as long as Josh
And if
Allen.
he gets somebody in there that can actually make him understand, make him grow up a little bit and say, hey, these risks you're taking at certain points in time, they're worth it. At a lot of other points in time, they're not. And this is what you need to do. And school him and learn him. And look, this is not the SEC. This is the NFL.
I hope that's true. Here's my take is that I think the Giants have 2 things going in their favor. Number one, I think the other head coaching openings, the ones that are actually vacant right now, are not all that enticing.
They're not at all.
Yeah. Number 2, I think that I think you're right in that there's enough talent that with the Giants that it's not a complete rebuild. Yeah. Although Harbaugh would probably, like you said, he probably needs a couple years to get in there, be involved with the draft, and really put his eye. So those are the.
And they can be relevant for those 2 or 3 years while you're doing.
Let me finish though. Here's the thing that and look, I'm saying this as a Giants fan. I don't think playing or coaching for the New York Giants has the cachet that it used to. I just don't think it does anymore. And I also don't think going to New York and playing in the swamp of New Jersey is all that high of a wish list for players to get free agents and everything else. So I'm not sure. Look, number one, we don't know if Harbaugh wants to coach. Number 2, I don't know if he's going to want to wait and see what happens, because there might be some other vacancies after the playoffs, or even, as time moves on and people make some more decisions with things. I hope the Giants get Jim Harbaugh. I think that would be great. I think it'd be an interesting fit, and he's without a doubt the best option out there. Here's my one question. Why would Baltimore get rid of him?
It's from the things I've been hearing, and we're unless a report comes out with honesty and everything else, we're never going to know. But it seems as if it was somewhat mutual. It wasn't just Baltimore saying
he wanted out.
Yeah,
I think he realized his time was done there. Look,
yeah, it was getting stale.
I think Harbaugh's good.
Game ways to change. They need a change. Time to go.
We've had this discussion in the past, and I think we're all in agreement that the Giants are better getting somebody who has been a head coach as opposed to trying to promote a coordinator to a head coaching position. We know how that's gone.
It has to be somebody with some gravitas if you're going to try and take care of make Jackson Dart take care of himself.
Here's the thing:
can't be a newbie.
Here's the thing: successful head coaches who are, let's say, over 50. Harbaugh's what?
63.
60. Okay.
63.
So most of them are going to be in their upper 50. So the ones who have won, let's say, more than not even a Super Bowl, just who have won within the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Been relevant.
Okay. And then have gone to other teams. Right? We saw what happened with Pete Carroll. Bad situation. Pete Carroll's probably past his years in trying to
Pete Carroll is
relevant in this
because Pete Carroll was on his third team when he got to Seattle,
right?
And then he was relevant with Seattle for all those years. So that was his when he left the coaching ranks in Seattle and just was in the front office. He should have stayed in the front office. Right. This wasn't going to Las Vegas.
How old was Andy Reid when he went to Kansas City? Probably 50s.
Late 50s, early 60s. I'm going to say
So, but he also, went into a situation with, and I think was Reid there and was part of drafting Mahomes, or was Mahomes already there?
I think he was
part of that.
Yeah.
So then I think of Sean Payton, who's done, we look at the Broncos this year, and again, second year with the team, his ability to kind of have a say in his personnel and a say in sort of reshaping that team into a defensive team, and which I think fits into the Harbaugh type of mindset as well. So I do think Harbaugh would be a good pick. I think Mike McCarthy would be an okay pick.
Andy Reid was 55 when he took over in Kansas City.
So here's what I'm saying. There's very few situations with head coaches who are 10 years or more beyond their Super Bowl winning seasons, who have gone to another team and been successful. Now, I think there's not a lot of great head coaching prospects out there. So Harbaugh is going to have his pick of whoever he wants that's willing to make him. Hey, look, if he picks the Giants and the Giants pick him, hopefully, I don't think the Giants are dumb enough to not pick him. Mm-hmm. Then that's great, and I hope that that's a relationship where he could change this team around.
Right.
I question Harbaugh's current decision making with coordinators and with his inability. This is why I don't feel warm and fuzzy with him taking over this Giants team, because I think he needs an offensive coordinator, and he needs to step away from the offensive part of head coaching. The decision to, and I guess this is more of a front office thing, but to let Derrick Henry go and to not be able to have more success with Lamar Jackson, I think you have to pin a little bit of that on Harbaugh, and you got to ask some hard questions.
Let Derrick Henry go?
Well, no, I mean they didn't let him. They didn't use him enough in the situations when they had him. They just didn't let him go. Like they didn't let him run.
Oh, didn't let him go. Okay, yeah. I got you. Yeah. Well, it's a lot of, Lamar Jackson was hurt all year. That's obvious.
This year. I'm not criticizing.
Look, Derrick Henry was one of the leading rushers last year for the Ravens. So you can't say they didn't let him go last year.
But there were big games where it was obvious that that their game plan went against their strengths.
Yeah, and in Lamar Jackson's defense, there were a few games where he didn't get much help from his players as far as guys.
I agree. I thought last year he was great.
Yeah, and, but it's not like every big game he fell apart and was terrible. That you would look at his passing numbers and you go, well, that's a terrible completion percentage. But he had 5 or 6 drops that would have brought it up from 48% up into the 70s or whatever. So not all that falls on him, but yeah, I don't know.
I think Harbaugh had the most talent in the NFL for many of the past 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And was unable to win the big one.
Right. For whatever reason, the playoff record was not good. And I think what you said before, I remember we were a couple of years ago, maybe it was last year. We were talking about the Knicks and talking about young players and saying the Knicks isn't really a destination because they don't remember the Knicks heyday. Same thing maybe true of the New York Giants.
I was going to say the exact same thing,
players, right? Now Harbaugh may look at it that way and go, "Hey man, the Giants, if I can resurrect them." I mean, look, Theo Epstein. There's a reason he went to Boston, right? Because he wanted to bring glory to that franchise, and he fucking did in a big way.
Well, he did it in Boston and in Chicago,
and then he went. In Chicago, so that's his thing, his motivation.
But again, we remember Theo Epstein more than we remember some of the managerial pieces of those two teams.
Right, but I'm saying that might be Harbaugh's mindset. Maybe he wants to resurrect this once proud franchise that's dead. I don't know. He is an old school guy, so
look. If you go back, if you go back and you count. If you could count championships the NFL championships prior to the Super Bowl, the Giants are the third winningest franchise in.
I'm not saying historically the Giants. I mean, they're right up. What are they? They've got 4 Super Bowl wins, which I think puts them like in that second
tied
tier.
For third. They're tied for third.
So I'm not saying it's not a historical franchise, but
it wasn't that long ago though that they were beating 2 of the great teams ever, right? And the GOAT. In the Super Bowl.
But the Giants have historically been very good intermittently with very long lulls of mediocrity and or being really bad.
They have been in look this
is really all right now, baby.
So the three of us remember, and sorry for our younger viewers and listeners, but the three of us remember what it was like. What it was like in the that too, but what it was like in the 70s for the Giants. The Giants in the last 10 years have been worse than what the Giants were in the 70s.
And even in the 80s into the early 90s, they were very good, but there were years where they just shit the bed and then kind of bounced back. And then in the Eli era, they had some really great years, some years where maybe they were even better but didn't win the Super Bowl, and years where they kind of snuck into the playoffs and went on a great run and won. We all know all that history of that. But then there were other years where it wasn't so great. So it's not like they're not as if they were, like the Chiefs have been, or the Ravens, or the Bills, where every year they're good, and they're going to compete to at least get to second, third round of the playoffs. Look, I hope the Giants pick Harbaugh. I don't think Harbaugh's going to pick the Giants. That's my 2 cents.
Well, I gotta be honest. I gotta say this. One more thing on that. Actually, 2 quick things on that. One quick thing. One medium quick. Anyway, first of all, I am wearing. I decided to go with Steelers gear tonight.
That's the bandwagon you're jumping on.
No, it's not. It's not the bandwagon I'm jumping on for the playoffs. Because I honestly think they're going to lose to the Texans. No, I do. I'm a closet minor Pittsburgh fan from my youth, but no, seriously, I wore this because they beat the Ravens, which set the chain of events. Which Harbaugh, so
Creed Harbaugh, so yeah,
right, exactly. You put more thought into jersey selection.
So if he goes to the
Giants,
Zsa
Zsa Gabor puts it into her laundry.
If Harbaugh is the coach of the Giants, then the Steelers are going to be your absolute AFC team.
I love it, 100%.
All right, well, let me.
I was going to say the other thing. The other thing I was going to say, and I forgot. No. The other thing I was going to say is, you know what? No, I'll bring it up under something else. Go for it. God. No, I will. No, because it's referencing something else.
I hope we don't talk about the Giants again.
No, it refers to Harbaugh, but it's about something else. So I'll talk about it.
All right. Well, let me throw this at you very quickly. Just give me a yes or a no. Mm-hmm. Did they deserve it? We'll start with you, Harry. Harbaugh. Did he deserve to be fired? Yes or no?
No, absolutely not.
No. John?
No.
Stefanski?
No.
I'll say no about Harbaugh too.
No, I don't think Stefanski deserved to be fired.
Stefanski, no. John?
No, he didn't. He won. He's literally been.
Actually, I think he
Honestly,
did an amazing job with the fucking mess that he was giving over there.
He's been the best coach that the Browns have had.
Yeah.
Since probably Eric Mangini.
And maybe that's why the Giants are interviewing him.
Actually, no. And Eric,
the Giants aren't that far off from the Browns.
He did a lot with not much, but
right.
apparently
he's probably been the best. He's probably been the best head coach the Browns have had since Bill Belichick, to be quite honest with you.
And let's be honest, that Browns defense was spectacular.
Yeah. Well, look, he didn't seem to.
And for those of you younger listeners out there that didn't know that, yes, Bill Belichick actually was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns for 5 years.
He was. He didn't like Sanders though, and maybe the higher ups did. Who knows? A strange decision
Stefanski,
to make.
I'm not sure if Stefanski didn't like Sanders.
No, he didn't. He fucked him over.
He did not want Shedeur Sanders.
He did not want. Anyway,
that was not his call.
Yes or no, Pete Carroll?
Yes.
He deserved to be fired after 1 year.
After 1 year, no. In general, yes.
He didn't deserve to be hired. No, I'm gonna rephrase that. The Raiders didn't deserve Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll, there you go.
Yeah,
I agree.
I love Pete Carroll.
I do too.
The Raiders don't deserve anybody as a head coach. That's
no,
a
they don't.
organization.
All right, so what?
I want to see Mark.
So I'll call it.
I want to see Mark Davis
with a caveat.
I want to see Mark Davis take a page out of his father's book and just name himself the head coach.
By the way, Mark Davis, worst haircut on planet Earth.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right.
Did you see the report, by the way, quick aside, where he said his 20-something-year-old girlfriend didn't know who he was or if he was rich when she just liked him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn.
Was she a hairstylist? And she was like, I could make some money off this guy.
This guy either owns Amazon or a football team.
John Gannon from Arizona, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been terrible. Well, he was about 15 and 35, I think. I heard.
There's only one person in Arizona that deserves to be fired more than he did. Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah, well, listen. But okay, here's the thing though.
Can't you see Murray coming back to some other team and being good?
Is it Kyler Murray's fault that he's just not that good?
Is it Kyler Murray's fault that he's 4'10"?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he's not.
Is he a victim of the hype? Is he a victim of the hype? And he had some success, and he got built. You know what happens? People get built up. These players get built up. And then we just love to tear them down.
Kyler Murray needs to go play point guard for the Hawks.
I feel bad for the kid, but he definitely was. He's in this era of shorter quarterbacks, he's definitely way too short.
He's no Jim Hart. Next,
I'm gonna say yes for Gannon just because they never seem to get any better. Or at least
Rich Gannon,
John Gannon. Don't know if they're related though. Raheem Morris from Atlanta.
No,
the GM should have got fired.
That's a front office issue in Atlanta.
You get Kirk Cousins for $80 million and then draft Michael Penix and then force the head coach to play Penix over Cousins. Cousins went 6-3 this year with a horrible team.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's on the GM.
You win the last two games and you knock the Bucks out of the playoffs.
And by the way,
that should at least get you a year by itself.
Atlanta, I believe Atlanta did get rid of their GM. So that might be a place.
Raheem Morris should have stayed there. The GM should have left. The
GM
they did fire the GM, Terry Fontenot.
So that's the only place where I think you could see a Harbaugh GM / head coach scenario.
The Giants are better.
I'm just saying. Who can get the most out of Kirk Cousins? That he is the closest thing to Joe Flacco.
Yeah, but Kirk Cousins got 2 years left, and he's done.
That's all.
Jackson Dart doesn't. This is not a win. This is a win, and we can go into mediocrity for another 10 years. No, I want consistency.
You've had it with the Giants.
I want to be relevant for 10 to 15 years and win 1 or 2 Super Bowls. That's what I'm looking for.
All right.
And we're not. And 2 years is not going to do that.
So Harbaugh will coach until he's 80. Okay.
Yeah, no, 70, mid 70s.
All right.
Well, how old was Marv Levy when he finally quit?
103.
He doesn't even know he quit. He died 4 years ago.
He thinks he's coaching remotely from his
He's actually in a Gatorade trunk somewhere on the side of the.
All right, Brian. 2 more here. Brian Callahan from the Titans.
Yes.
I don't even. Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't have even been named head coach. He yeah, that's definite. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And last but not least, the former coach of the New York Giants.
No, I mean after the season, yes, but when he was fired, no. They should have gotten rid of Shane Bowen.
But he's saying they should have gotten rid of Dable. Maybe not when they did.
Not when they did, but yes.
Harry?
Yeah, I think I agree. I don't
say
really,
yes.
wasn't following. Am I glad Brian Dable is no longer on the Giants? Yes. How they did it, when they did it.
No.
The only thing there is that, like, I just never got the sense that he had control of the locker room.
He had no control. Which is why he needed to go.
And his best defensive coordinator seemed to dislike him very much.
Yeah.
And that's never a good sign.
Yeah.
All right. We'll touch very briefly on the Jets, and then we have an Are They For Real?
Awesome.
And football.
Before we do that, I got a really quick, and it's the only one I have tonight.
You're very close, by the way. It's almost like we could.
Is it a quickie?
No, you can lead in. I'm just saying. You scare me sometimes when I look up.
It's just a quickie. It's just a quickie.
All right, so let's do that first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do that first.
Love that.
How is John Malkovich appropriate for just a quickie? Anyway, I still don't know, but I don't want to know.
Watch the movie called Rounders. And
Rounders. Yeah, you gotta watch Rounders.
Okay,
Yeah, you gotta watch Rounders.
there you go.
All right. At this point, who will be the next New York Giants head coach? John Harbaugh, Kevin Stefanski, or neither? Like somebody else. All right. Pete, you first.
A lot of great candidates out there.
Well,
also,
you don't have to name who it's going to be. Is it either Harbaugh, Stefanski, or
I'll say somebody else. I'll take the field.
All right. There you go. Harry?
Yeah, I probably agree. I mean, I hope it's Harbaugh. I hope it's not Stefanski. I'm not sure Harbaugh wants to coach this year. He might.
What do you guys think about Belichick?
Well, the last time you went out and had beers with him, what did he say? Does he want to coach?
Let me ask you about Belichick. Would you like to have Bill Belichick?
I would like to have Bill Belichick 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Not now.
Not so much.
If Bruce Arians is 73, he's 68 mentally and a capability wise. I think Bill Belichick, how old is Bill Belichick? 72?
76, I think.
76. He's like 93 right now. Yeah. So
all those playoff games, they age you.
No, the Giants, nobody's hiring Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's days of coaching in the NFL are officially over. Yeah.
Well, do you think it's because nobody wants him, or he just doesn't really want him?
Nobody wants him.
Nobody's going to hire him. Yeah. The bloom is off the rose. We understand it was more Brady than him.
There's something there with Belichick's personality, which has always been particular. And I think that
Bill Belichick's the same age as Bruce Arians. I apologize. He's 73. He's going to be 74 in a couple months.
I think people saw what Belichick did after Brady with the Patriots, and it went downhill really fast.
Yeah. He was not not well suited for the college game either.
I have a theory on that, and I'll say it really quick.
Go to college.
I've had a theory that I wanted to mention on our last show, and I wanted to tell you about it, but I did, think about this. I do agree with that 100%, but I don't put it all on Belichick, and I'll say why. Belichick, it wasn't, in other words, the whole argument was it Belichick or was it Brady? Was it Belichick or was it Brady? Who was the reason?
It was both.
It was both. And here's the thing. Yes, Brady, they say Brady won without Belichick. No, Brady won with Bruce Arians. If Brady went to Tampa and Brian Dable was the head coach, they weren't winning a Super Bowl. Okay? So Bruce Arians was the reason, was the catalyst that, together with Brady, that they won. Belichick never got his Brady after Brady. All right. Cam
only one Brady.
Cam Newton was not Brady.
No.
All right, and neither was.
I think Belichick got a little desperate, and his decision making was not as good as it used to be, and the game changed.
Yeah.
Look, if Bill Belichick did not have Tom Brady, he was never winning a Super Bowl.
No, they needed each other. The two that was the
well, we don't know who he would have had though.
That was the ubiquitous moment in the NFL, history.
Serendipity personified. Yeah.
Serendipity personified, right? The two of them coming together at the time they did to win the way they won and how often and so forth and so on. You take one out of the equation, that wasn't happening. It was,
but every dynastic NFL team that has won 3-4 Super Bowls or more with the same coach always had a Hall of Fame quarterback with them. You go back to Bart Starr. You look at Bradshaw. You look at Staubach. You look at Montana and then Young. You look at Aikman with the Cowboys. And then since then, there's been
please just say Eli. Please just say Eli.
Well, I don't think Eli's in that same category, but Eli certainly was a big reason why the Giants won. Yeah, without a, he's the best quarterback to ever play for that franchise.
Of course.
But do I think he's he didn't have the success of some of those other guys,
right? But a lot of that was there. A lot of that, not all of it, but a lot of that was other reasons.
Yeah. And Coughlin was there. And do I put Eli and Coughlin in the same breath as Ben Roethlisberger with the Steelers? Certainly. Do I put him in the same, look, if Stafford wins another one, then I put McVay and Stafford in that kind of realm. It's hard to win 2 Super Bowls.
Sure.
But it's really hard to win 3, 4, or how many did Brady win? 6 with
7.
Yeah. 7, 6 with Belichick, right?
6 with Belichick, 1 with Brazil.
And went to 2 other ones. So, I mean, that
went to 3 other ones.
3 other ones, yeah.
Yeah, so, I think you could, I would say Brady is
went to 10 Super Bowls.
Bigger part of the reason they won those games, but Belichick was a bigger part, or at least as big a part of the reason they got there.
Yeah,
I would say this.
Repeatedly.
I would say this. I think Bill Belichick was an equal reason why the Giants won their 2 Super Bowls as Bill
Parcells, 100%.
100%. I will stand by that.
The defense that he dialed up in that
especially in 90. Especially in 90, that was all Belichick.
If Belichick wasn't there, they lose that Super Bowl
back on the
drastically.
Giants.
No, but here, let me finish real quick.
No, but he's right. He's right.
Early on,
we wormed our way back to them.
Belichick was the reason why Brady got his chance to play.
No, Mo Lewis was the reason Brady got his chance to play.
You guys should be praying to Mo Lewis every night for taking Bledsoe out.
And Belichick's talent was building a team that with not a huge payroll and getting the most out of castaways and a few star players, and with really great schemes and putting the right personnel in place. And that was what got them their first couple Super Bowl wins. Then there was a little bit of a lull. And then after that, you could see it. The reason why they were winning was because of Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And Belichick was still there. It was
because every other piece of that puzzle was just plug and play. But
Brady,
they got Randy Moss.
Right.
Did they win? Yeah, they won 18 games and then lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl.
But Brady did it with the least. You take all the great quarterbacks, Montana, Staubach, Bradshaw. Bradshaw had maybe the best receiving core ever. So they all did. Brady never had that level of talent around him. No. He had Gronk, and Gronk was often injured.
And not early on. He had Gronk for the second half of his Patriots career.
But that's what I'm saying. The second part of that Patriots run, Brady dominated. And he dominated the league, and then he continued that into Tampa Bay. And there's no argument that...
No, fair enough.
No.
On that note, really quick, my answer to that, I'm gonna it's part what I really believe and part what I'm hoping for. And I do really, really, really deep down think that somehow they're just going to make it work. And John Harbaugh is going to be the head coach. So I'm disagreeing with the both of you. It's John Harbaugh.
Okay.
I hope you're right.
And that's what we call just a quickie.
What is real? What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Pretty sure none of that's real.
You're not real.
For real, for real, for real. Yeah.
What is real?
All right, what is real? We're still talking about NFL coaches. And hopefully this will be we still have to do picks. And then we'll probably just end the show because we'll be in an hour and a half.
There's a little bit of baseball to talk about.
Yeah, a few things. All right, so here's the list. Harbaugh, Stefanski, Carroll, Gannon, Morris, Callahan, and Daboll. Mm-hmm. I want you to tell me who's for real. And for real, as you know on this show, means lots of different things. Who's going to have a head coaching job next year?
Jim Harbaugh and Kevin Stefanski.
Harbaugh, if he wants it. People are kind of high on Stefanski. I don't know why, but
he's a good coach. He's a good coach.
I'll agree with John.
Yeah.
I don't think Dable will have a head coaching job.
Be a coordinator. Everybody else will. It'll either take a year off or be coordinators. The only ones that'll be head coaches, Kevin Stefanski and John Harbaugh.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it. You don't think Morris will get another shot?
No.
Not right away.
Not right away. And you guys don't think Carroll's coming back to the NFL?
No,
I don't think Pete Carroll. I think he's got to retire and go play golf.
I think somebody's going to give him a shot. I agree with you, Harbaugh and Stefanski. I think I'm going to add Carroll to the list. So, all right.
Fair enough.
And that's pretty much it for Are They For Real?
There you go. It's quick. That Are They For Real was quicker than just a quickie.
Yeah, just a quickie. Well, we got into Giants. Somebody mentioned the Giants.
Oh, well.
And that usually...
that was the quickie.
Yeah, right. You mentioned it, and it scared us, of course. So let's get to our football picks, because the race goes on.
Let's do it.
Place your bets, please. Place your bets, please. Place your bets, please.
Okay, here we are. We got 6 playoff games. And as we like to do, we want to remind everybody about the rules, including Harry, who apparently just learned a thing or two about our scoring system. So pay attention to the example down there on the bottom. It really reveals a lot about what we do.
Take a screenshot.
All right, fine. Dan,
All right,
that's enough. And we'll start off with what happened last week. Good week for Jersey Johnny getting his 2 points back. He is once again tied with the coin at 128. But Sneaky Pete is now within 4 points of both.
Not Stinky Pete for you Toy Story fans.
Well,
Sneaky
Pete. Sometimes, depending on the day. Sometimes stinky, always sneaky.
Sometimes stinky, always sneaky.
Yeah, that's I think it says that on my birth certificate. Just 4 back, and John has broken the 100-point barrier. But we've still got, how many more weeks do we have? 3 weeks, and then the Super Bowl.
4 if you include the Super Bowl.
So 4 more weeks.
Wild card, divisional, championship, and then a week off, and then the Super Bowl. So
all right, so
6 games, 4 games, 2 games, 1 game. So
Harry, you're not mathematically out of it. How many? 15?
I'm out of it.
No, you're
not. You're not mathematically out of it.
After this week, if there's no gap made after this week, it's probably over for that. But
you're like Mets in the middle of September out of it.
Yeah.
Not quite.
I'm out of it.
So let's look at our games here, and we will make our picks. I have the random number generator all queued up, and we'll be doing the coins picks as well. So let's start with Jersey Johnny. And again, these are the numbers as of this afternoon. I am sure these lines are going to change, at least a couple of them. But this is when the show is, so this is what we're locked into. So L.A. visiting Carolina, and Carolina 10.5-point underdog. The over/under 46.
All right. There is no way Carolina is winning by 10.5 points. I think the Rams will win, period. But there's no way if Carolina wins, they're winning by 10.5 points.
No, Carolina's not favored. Carolina's getting 10.
Oh, okay.
Carolina's getting 10.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, if it was Carolina favored by 10.5, Vegas would be lighting up like a Christmas
I was going to
tree.
say. Okay, I read that wrong. I get. Oh, yeah, it is a plus. I'm sorry. I was looking at 10.5. I was assuming Carolina was favored. That's why I was saying.
They're not.
No, they're not.
All right, fair enough. Geesh. Well, it's definitely over. Give me the over in that.
Okay.
I'm still gonna go with the Rams. I'm still gonna go with the Rams.
The Rams and the over.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm still gonna go. I'm going with experience in the playoffs. And
Yep.
that's not just Matthew Stafford. That's also Sean McVay.
Well, look, Carolina's hot, and
they're hot, but they're not.
That's kind of why they're 8-9. But
They're hot, but they couldn't beat Atlanta last week.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
All right, Harry, who do you like?
It's the Rams. I'm going to go out on a little bit of a. I for some reason I don't think this is going to be a barn burner, but my record with the over under is horrible. But I'm gonna go under just because I think this might not be. I think LA might score 30 points, but I don't think Carolina's scoring more than 10.
Yeah,
I think this is a 24-14 game.
So you think the Rams are going to cover, but it's not going to be.
I don't think they're going to. I just said 24-14, which is what 10. So
you're picking Carolina.
No, I'm picking the Rams because picking the fucking underdog doesn't get you. Just pick the winner. It doesn't. The pick of the underdog, unless you think they're going to win, it does nothing in this game.
Yeah,
right.
you're only getting
the Rams and the under.
Right.
All right. I'm going to take Carolina. And I'm going to.
I don't think the Rams cover, but I don't think Carolina wins.
All right. I'm going to take the Rams, and I'm going to take the over.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, we're together.
And here we go with the coin. I'm going to click the random number generator. 1 is the away team, or rather, an odd number is the away team, even is the home team, and then odd is the under, even is the over. So here we go. So it's a 5, so that means they like the Rams since they are on the road. And it's a 1, so they're taking the under. So there we go. So Harry and the coin in lockstep, John and I also having the
Rams and the over.
Rams and the over. But John and the coin, the over and the under is different.
Yep.
All right, next up, Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago is a 1.5-point underdog at home, despite their 11-6 record and their number 2 seed. And the over-under is 45.5. Harry, let's start with you.
I mean, Chicago's getting 1.5 at home. I got to take the Bears. I mean, I got to take a chance here. That's if they win, then it's 3 points. And I'm going to go with the under on this one as well. I think it's supposed to be shitty weather.
It's going to be cold.
And maybe raining.
But Green Bay knows about cold, too. So.
Yeah.
Not like Chicago's the only cold weather team. John?
Bears under.
Chicago on the under. I agree with both of you. Let's see what the coin says. That is a 10, so they're going to take the Bears at home. And it's a 2, so they're going to take the over. So there you go. John, you and the coin, same team, but different over-under.
John's got the under.
I got the under. John's got, I got,
that's what I'm saying. With the first 2 games, you've got you and the coin have the same teams, but different over-under. So,
gotcha.
All right, next up is Buffalo at the Jaguars de Jacksonville. Jacksonville, 1.5-point underdog at home as well. And the over-under 51.5. I will go first on this one. I will take Jacksonville and the over. Let's do the coin next. Why not?
Fair enough.
Coin comes up with a 10, so they are taking Jacksonville, the home team, and a number 1, so they're taking the under. So let's go back to you, John.
Jacksonville over. I'm sorry. Bills over. I was it's Bills over. I was looking at the fucking logo when I said
it's a nice logo, isn't it?
It is
the nicest ones, I think.
The Bills over. Bills over.
Bills in the over. All right, Harry.
It's tempting to take Jacksonville, but I just think Buffalo's going to win this game. Look, Josh Allen sees the road ahead, and it's clear.
And Josh Allen is probably going to score the 51.5 fucking points by himself.
He's going to score 39 of those 51.
Let me tell you something,
points.
though. Let me tell you something. This is a big game for Jacksonville. Jacksonville has looked really good these last couple weeks. So I would not be surprised if Jacksonville won this, but I just can't see the Bills losing in the first round. To
Bills are winning this game.
Over or under, Harry?
Over.
Over. All right, so there we go. So we are pretty much split, me and the coin on the Jacksonville side, you guys on the Buffalo side. Next up, them 49ers against them Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Philly is a 4.5-point favorite at home. 44.5 is the over-under. Let's do the coin first. And they are picking the Eagles. It is a number 2, so that is Philly. And a number 6, so they're going Philly and the over. I'm going to take, I agree with the coin. I'm going to go Philly and the over. Harry?
Philly and the over.
Philly and the over. John?
Philly and the over.
Philly and the over. There we go. Lockstep. I think we had one last week, but
I'm not sure if Philly covers, but they're gonna win, and it's gonna be the over.
All right, there you go. Well, you'll get
I'll get 2 points.
You'll get 2 out of that, yeah. All right. The LA Clippers against the New England Patriots. New England.
The Clippers against the Bruins.
Clippers against the Bruins. New England is a 3.5-point favorite at home, and the over-under is 46.5. John, we'll go back to you for this one.
Patriots over.
And that is New England and the over. We'll do the coin next. Who likes the Chargers and the over? Well, there we go. That might be the deciding game this week as far as who ends up in first place. Harry?
I'm going to take the Chargers. I think this one has a potential for an upset. I'm going to take the over.
All right. 46.5. I should have done playoff teams. Are they for real? I can't believe in New England. They haven't beaten anybody. I know they win, but Drake May is good.
They've beaten one playoff team all year.
One playoff team.
Let me tell you something.
My whole Pats is based on Mike Vrabel. I like Drake May. I like a lot of things that New England has done this year, but it's Mike Vrabel. I think Mike Vrabel's going to outcoach Jim Harbaugh.
I will say one thing. The only full New England game, well, 2 that I watched they played the Broncos. But the one I remember was when New England played the Giants, right? Didn't they play the Giants this year?
They kicked the shit out of the Giants.
That's my point. They fucking were the most physical team in that game that I've seen in 20 years.
Yep. And there's no way that Vrabel's not dialing up against the Giants and not dialing up against.
I think Herbert's going to get over. I think he's going to win one on the road, but I wouldn't be surprised if New England won. I'm trying to pick some upsets here. So there you go.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go Chargers, and I'm going to go the under. Mm-hmm. And last but not least is the Planet Houston against them Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, a 3-point underdog at home. Sorry, it's 3, but that's what it is right now. I'm sure that'll go to something and a half before the game. Over under 39.5.
So if Pittsburgh wins, if Houston wins by 3, is that a win for Houston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the underdog.
Pittsburgh's the underdog.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's the underdog. So
yeah, so if Houston wins by 3, they're favored by 3.
That's a push. Then you don't get a point for the.
Yeah, be a push.
We can't have a push.
You can because because it's not a point. It's just 3. It's just 3 points.
So Houston has to.
Houston has to win by 4 points.
So even if you take Pittsburgh, same thing. It's a push.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see. I'll go first here. I'm not like Pittsburgh. Just because they're home for me, that's the difference. Houston's got that great defense, though. I'm going to take Houston.
No way Houston should be playing on the road.
No, I agree. And we're going to actually look at seedings after this.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Houston, and I'm going to take the under. Harry?
Houston and the under.
Houston the under. John?
Houston and the under.
Houston and the under. The coin says.
What's that song? Houston and the Under. I was Benny and the Jets. Sorry.
Coin rolls up a 7, so that is Houston.
We'll edit that out.
And a 5, which is the under. So we're in lockstep on 2 games.
There you go.
We all like Philly in the over. We all like Houston in the under. So we'll see. We'll see. You and the coin, John, have a couple of differences, but we will see how it all shakes out. So we not our last week. For some reason, well, I was talking to John. I was thinking about last year when we had the team of teams, the fantasy style, and we had to end at the end of the regular season. It's not everybody's team.
Because it was fantasy, right? Yeah, but this year it's just betting.
But this year we can keep going. So we have 6 games, and then next week I assume there's 3.
Next week there's 4 games. Next week there's 4 games,
2, and then
2 games, and then a week off, and then 1 game. And we'll do our last picks of the Super Bowl on our Super Bowl Sunday show. We don't have to.
We'll do the over under of the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to figure out what the tiebreakers are going to be. So,
but just the game or all of the events too?
I think all 3 of you, John, you, Pete, and the coin might all be tied going into the Super Bowl. You never know.
Never know.
Yeah, we could. It'll be close. I think it'll be close right to the end. All right. So, while we're talking about football, because we love it, I wanted to talk a little bit about seedings. We pull up the playoffs here, not on the thing, but. Because it seems to me that the seedings are stupid and they need to be reworked.
Yep.
An 8 and 9 team
is hosting
should not be at home.
Yeah. So take a look at this. So let's start with the AFC. The NFL ranks them: Denver, New England, who are both 14 and 3, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Houston, and Buffalo, 5 and 6 with identical 12 and 5 records, and the Clippers are 7th for this first week, right? Denver has a bye. New England plays the Clippers, so 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, and 4 plays 5. Now, if you look at Pete's AFC, I rank by record. And in my ranking, although New England and Denver are tied, New England gets the number 1 seed.
Why?
Because the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets
are 22 and 29.
Went 22 and 29, and the Chargers, Chiefs, and Raiders are 2 games worse.
Right.
So those are the other teams in their division.
Right.
So the other teams in their division.
Yeah, but Denver had a tougher schedule than by far.
Yeah, but they had a weaker division. So
yeah, that's bullshit. But anyway.
Yeah, I know it is. I just did this for fun. So Jacksonville remains 3rd. Houston replaces Pittsburgh because this is by record. And Houston gets the number 4 spot over Buffalo, who has an identical 12 and 5 record, because Houston beat Buffalo.
Yeah, but Buffalo played in that same tough division of the Bills, the Dolphins.
But head to head, I'll agree with Pete on this one. Houston beat
Buffalo. You got to go head to head if you can. And then the Clippers are 11 and 6, and the number 6 seed in Pittsburgh is 10 and 7. So now, if you look at the matchups, you see that Denver is playing Pittsburgh. New England has the bye. Jacksonville is playing the Clippers. And Houston and Buffalo
are still playing. They're still in that game. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes more sense.
Oh, no. Houston. I'm sorry. Buffalo's playing Jacksonville.
Oh, no. But yeah.
Buffalo, yeah.
But in the AFC, there is one that stays the same. Let's look at the NFC real quick. Seattle, Chicago, Philly, 11 and 6. Carolina's number 4 because they're a division winner. Rams and 49ers, 2 12 and 5 teams. And, not like they were 9 and 8 or, you know what I mean? 10 and 7. Yeah. They're a full 4 games in the win column ahead of Carolina. But
they're both going on the road, right?
Yep.
Am I wrong? Yeah.
And then, And then Green Bay is 9th. So Seattle gets the bye. Chicago plays Green Bay, Philly, San Francisco, and Carolina and the Rams. In Pete's NFC seedings, Seattle stays number 1. Rams are number 2. San Francisco's number 3 because they have the second best record. And divisional tiebreakers, they split during the regular season. But the Rams, I think, won the point aggregate or whatever the tiebreakers actually the NFL uses because the Rams were 2nd in the division at the end of the season.
Right.
Chicago and Philly are 4 and 5, and Chicago beat Philly, so they get the 4 spot. Green Bay 6, and Carolina, despite being a division winner, you're fucking under 500. You should be seated last. Period.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
Or
So
not Seattle at all.
Or not Seattle. Oh, so Seattle gets the bye. Well, someone from that. Right. And I mean, there were two other teams.
Why? Why does there have to be somebody from that? Divisions don't really mean anything anymore.
There were two other teams that had the same record as you. Yeah. So it's not like, you know what I mean?
And they're in a shitty division.
Right. That's what I mean. The whole division was shit. Tampa Bay fell apart at the end of the year, and Atlanta won a few games at the end of the year, but they weren't good. No. So, and then you see the matchups. Rams play Carolina. San Francisco plays Green Bay, and Chicago plays Philly. I think, obviously, this will never be done.
No.
But I think this makes more sense.
It does.
I think especially for like the top 3 seeds. You're getting teams lower seeded that belong. Like Pittsburgh should not be a 4, and Carolina should not be a 4. So, anyway, that's my solution.
No, I agree 100% too.
Something has to be revamped. I don't think they'll do it this way. I think they'll always have the division.
And to keep this too, like even in your scenario, and Carolina is still in there. Obviously, they're divisional winners, so they have to be. But they're 8-9. There's still 2 teams. The Lions and the Vikings were still 9-8, a better record than Carolina, and they're not even in it.
What was the 8th seed? What would have been the 8th seed in the AFC?
Good question. Let me look. I got a different thing up here.
Would it have been Baltimore?
It would have been Baltimore.
What was it?
Maybe it was Baltimore. I don't know. I got to look. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you in a second.
Who's outside looking in?
I'd say take Carolina out and put Baltimore in the NFC playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you could look at all the 8 and 9 teams and see which one is really the best, which one really.
It would either be Baltimore or Indianapolis.
Yeah, well, we don't want Indy in there. No, I don't want to see another game with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how I would do it, and I know it's just for fun, but
watch Carolina will go on a heater and make it to the Super Bowl.
Maybe. And by the way, I should have put. I just realized Green Bay was 9-7-1.
9-7-1. Yeah, you had the 9-7 right. You just eliminated the 1.
Yeah, but either way, they weren't moving up or down. They're still better than Carolina.
This is only the 3rd time in all of NFL history where Green Bay and Chicago have played in a playoff game. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
In all Super Bowl NFL history.
Well, yeah.
Green Bay and Chicago played 1,000,000 times before the Super Bowl era.
Well, because there were 6 teams.
Right.
Well, exactly. They wouldn't be playing
Green Bay. Well, that's just what I mentioned before.
What
I mentioned before, that the Giants are the 3rd most, if you include all the championships before the Super Bowl, the Giants are the 3rd most championship winningest team. Green Bay and Chicago are the 2 above them, or 1 and 2. So.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Pete's seating realignment.
There you go. I like it. I agree 100%. All right.
Don't make me pick those matchups.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Right. We should pick the other matchups. Maybe we'll do that off the air and see which way we do better.
You could do that. Yeah. Exactly.
If anyone feels like spending any more time on this. All right. A little baseball. Since I brought up the
graphic up. Yeah.
The graphic already.
Look. I wasn't able, or we did talk about it the last show. I mean, it's been a while because of the holidays. We haven't done a show, but
sorry. Let me just say one other football thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Obviously, the Jets are the worst franchise in the league, and maybe in history.
No, the Raiders are.
No, the Jets are the worst. I don't mean record-wise. I mean overall. The Raiders are a close second, but and they're raising ticket prices again.
Mm-hmm.
And Woody Johnson once again showed his complete lack of understanding of what football is and what it means to the fans when he was like, "You should come out. We expect you to buy season tickets. We got big things in the hopper." So, whatever. And I honestly, I love Aaron Glenn, but I wish he were on that list of coaches that got fired because I'd like a shot at John Harbaugh or Bruce Arians or
Kevin
look,
Stefanski.
I'd take Pete Carroll.
I think I'm the only
Carroll
person.
You had Pete Carroll. What did you do with
Yeah,
it?
I know. Well, because he got the same kind of shaft treatment that he did with the Raiders one year.
I think I'm the only person talking about Bruce Arians as a potential head coach, and
listen, he might
out
go
of anyone.
I think the Titans would take a
You're
shot.
not. There's been other people that have been talking about it.
Arizona might take a shot at him again. There's history there, right? So who knows? Anyway, yeah, raising ticket prices again. Whatever.
Ridiculous. Sam. Look,
go ahead.
All I have to say on baseball is that I need to. I don't understand what the fuck the Mets are doing. I really, really, really don't.
They like stealing the Yankees.
I know. The Yankees are the Mets are taking all of the Yankees players. I get it. Whatever, right? But and then I heard Craig Carton today. He says, and who have the Yankees ever taken from the Mets? They took Darryl Strawberry and Doc Good. No, they took other players too, you idiot. You know. So, but in any event,
those are the two biggest names.
Those are the two biggest. No, David Cohn's not a big name.
Cohn was a pretty big name too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Carlos Beltran.
I think Cohn is more of a Blue Jay. How long did Beltran play for the Yankees? I can't even remember those.
2 or 3 years.
Why do I have a complete blackout of Beltran on the Yankees? That's weird.
Well, he was there.
Well, but, John, do you put any more stock in the Stearns is getting rid of everyone who wasn't his?
Yeah,
guy?
I look. 100%.
Seems
That's
that
what
way,
he's
right?
doing. He's a fucking douchebag. I can't stand this motherfucker with his shit-eating grin on his face every time he's interviewed. I just literally what dude. You're not in Milwaukee anymore. You work for the richest fucking owner in baseball. Spend money, you douchebag. Right? Here's my thing. Edwin Diaz clearly pardon me. Edwin Diaz clearly wanted to win a ring. He was going to LA. There was nothing the Mets were going to do about that. They were that close. They said, let's wiggle room, let's talk. He went, he met with the LA, he signed, goodbye. He was going there. There was nothing they could do about that. I'm pissed off, but it is what it is.
He never called them back, right?
He didn't call him back. He just signed and that was the end of it, right?
Yeah.
But Pete Alonso.
But they could have made him a better. Do you think? Well, before you go on, don't you think they kind of knew what LA was going to offer him?
I do.
Shouldn't they have matched it in the first place? Like, if they hadn't been cheap to begin with.
He didn't have the LA went.
He wanted to be on the Dodgers.
LA went above the Mets. So whatever they offered him, LA was going above the Mets. Because LA just shits money because they throw it down the road and they do whatever the fuck they want to do. They just print it, right?
All right.
So
anyway, go on.
But Pete Alonso, they didn't even make an offer to that.
Yeah, I know. I read that.
Okay.
Too.
You douchebag, you got a homegrown Met. Oh, well, we need better defense, run prevention. You know what? He's a DH, you asshole. Okay? You're paying him for his bat. Go replace his bat for the same money. For the same money that Baltimore paid him. Yeah. Go replace his bat. You are an asshole, David Stearns. Bite me. That's all I have to say. I'm getting off my soapbox. You guys talk. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit, and it's not over yet. So I think he's been the most successful, player shuffler in baseball over the last number of years. Yeah. And I can't imagine that the owner doesn't have a say in the direction.
I don't understand it either.
What's going on?
And you just literally took the bat out of Juan Soto's hands by getting rid of Pete Alonso. You're an idiot.
I think the Mets are going to nab 2 or 3, and I think they're going to be doing some more trades. I think the Mets are going to have a better lineup than they had last year.
Yeah, well,
this upcoming year. And I agree. I understand the Alonso thing, but he got a lot of money, and I think with Alonso, it was the years.
But whatever, he's gonna be able to swing his bat. I mean, what? I mean, what?
Had a great year.
Okay, maybe he can't. Maybe he can't. Maybe he can't play first base for the 6 years or 5. He got 5 years, right? He got 5 years.
My thoughts on Pete Alonso. 2 years ago, when nobody was nibbling on him, I was begging the Yankees to go out and get Pete Alonso. So if the Yankees offered Pete Alonso what Baltimore did, I would have been fucking great.
So David Stearns didn't want Pete Alonso DHing because of what? Because of Mark Vientos? Are you a moron?
Yeah, it's not like it's not like you're anchored with a Giancarlo Stanton.
Right.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, assumedly,
tool bag.
Assumedly, at least, until something changes, Stearns' plan is going to be we're going to rebuild around Lindor and
the guys that I bring in. That's what.
Yeah, but here's I don't think it's
right.
only
But that's right. But that's what he's good at. So he looked at all the pieces, right? Looked at the top 3 or top 4, and said, "I'm going to keep 2 of them." Mm-hmm. And Alonso was not one of those 2, in his opinion. But I'm not saying it's a good move. I think the guy's an idiot. But I think that's his plan. These are the 2 guys.
Remember
the
year
on long
before
contracts. Yeah. So these are the 2 guys. I'm going to keep.
Mets didn't treat Alonso great. The only reason why the Mets offered Alonso that 1-year deal is because no one else offered him anything, and I'm not saying they lowballed him. I think they got he got paid fairly, but it wasn't like a
2-year deal. It was a 2-year deal with an opt out.
Yes, right. So you knew. I think Cohen told Stearns and whoever else was in the Mets front office, we're done with Alonso, and I kind of understand it, but it's horrible as a fan. That's my take on it, because I actually really like Pete Alonso.
Yeah, Juan Soto was able to do what he did the second half of the season because of Pete.
Oh, I understand that. I understand that.
He's going to have 300 walks this year. Right?
Pete Alonso is Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah.
But he can play a better first base.
Yeah.
And you put up with a couple errors here and there because he's driving in 120 runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and there's no reason to think Pete Alonso has had one down year, and I'll take his down year over anybody other than Aaron Judge on the Yankees right now.
You're right. And especially if it's surrounded by a couple of good years. And a couple of really good years.
I don't really care about home runs. What I care about is RBIs from a power hitter. And Alonso, I'm going to guess, other than Aaron Judge and maybe Ohtani, if you look, and Schwarber maybe, I don't know. If you look at the last 5-6 years, Pete Alonso is probably in the top 5 in RBIs in Major League Baseball.
All right, John, remind me at the start of next season. One of us hopefully will remember. Well, let me ask you this. Lindor and why am I drawing a name on his blank? Blank on his name. Where are they going to be in the order? 1 and 2, 2 and 3?
Soto,
yeah. Lindor and Soto in the batting order. I'm
thinking Soto should be third.
I'm
thinking 2 and 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless they get a legitimate leadoff hitter, Lindor's leading off because he did a fantastic job of it last. But he's still got power. You got to replace power somewhere. You don't want that much power in the number 1. They can stick anybody there. Anybody who's got speed, they could stick in the number 1 spot.
Here's the other thing.
Let me finish. Here's what I was going to say. At the beginning of the season, if that happens, if that's the way it goes, let's do an over/under on how many doubles Lindor hits and sits on second base while Soto walks. Because they don't have anybody to cover him.
It's not even an over/under. I'll tell you right now. Every double that Lindor hits it's followed by a walk.
Yeah,
that's right. I mean, literally, if Lindor doubles, Soto should just walk out of the dugout right to first base.
Major League Baseball is gonna have a new rule. Well, no, they already have it. You don't even have to throw the pitches.
He won't even have to walk up with a bat.
He won't even have to walk the plate.
If he's standing in the batter's box and Lindor doubles, he should drop the bat, just walk over to first base.
Yeah, the umpire's going to go, take your base, kid. Don't even come over here. All right, sorry, go ahead, Harry.
I'll tell you this. I've been listening to a lot of the Hot Stove this year, which I usually don't because they usually don't know their ass from their elbow. I think the Mets are in the mix on Bellinger. I think they're in the mix on Bregman. I think they're in the mix on Bichette. And I also think they're in the mix on Tucker. Now, if you get Tucker, all right, you got Soto. Soto's a far worse right fielder than Pete Alonso is first baseman. Right. Is there some sort of thought that maybe, hey, at some point Soto becomes at least a part-time DH?
Yes,
and Tucker in right field, and maybe Soto plays a little bit of left field.
Maybe not anytime soon, though. Yeah,
no,
Soto's got a great arm, though.
He does have a great arm.
If he, it's
erratic.
The problem is,
he reminds me of Reggie Jackson in the latter years of Reggie Jackson's career. It's like that random ball will just fly over his head, but then he'll grab it off the wall and hit home plate on a fly.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I could see the Mets going out and getting 2, of the top 6 or 7, 8 free agents that are still out there. And I also think Stearns is going to be more of a trade guy. And
yeah, give up our farm. Go for it. Trade away.
Well,
don't keep what you have for money. Trade away future.
All right. I agree with you on Alonso. Diaz was going. So what else have you lost that he should have kept?
Alonso. That's it. That's the only. I don't care about McNeil. I don't care about.
I
care about Diaz.
I didn't know if you thought about.
I care about Diaz, but there wasn't anything we were going to do about
that.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody was going to help.
I'm a little saddened by McNeil, but I think
I
as the years have gone on, he's become more erratic.
Yeah,
and the really great homegrown Jeff McNeil might be gone. I mean, he is gone, but. Those years might have been over, and it might have been.
You can replace McNeil of what he's been the last few years, anyway.
Right,
you can't easily replace Alonso.
But I mean,
you've seen a drop off with McNeil and a dramatic one.
Right, but Nimmo's gone, McNeil's gone, Alonso's gone.
It's a different team.
It's a very different team. So either Stearns is going to be successful, and he has had success, or he's not. But also, how long are Met fans going to wait?
If you remember,
we've been to the well and not gotten a drink.
You remember
my thoughts on it.
You remember when we did? I mean, it's big. It's back 5 years ago. If you remember when we did our Mets Corner show when
with the K Corner guys,
but when we did it with when Lindor, and right before that when Cohen bought the team, and Cohen said, 3 to 5 years, we're going to win a championship. Well, it's been 5 years, and he didn't win a championship.
Well, how many times did they go to the playoffs?
Twice.
Right? Twice.
Yep. And once we were out of the wild card round, once we made it to the NLCS. So there you go. Okay. They win another 2 games. The Mets are playing the Yankees in the World Series.
But you've had 2 lousy collapses. The latter one worse than the former one. It has not been a good tenure for our illustrious new owner.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
Here's the one thing I will say about Stearns. He builds pitching and depth and pitching, and his teams have always been able to manufacture runs without necessarily relying on the long ball. And I think that bears fairly well for the Mets. And I would say this. I am also deeply disappointed with the Alonso thing. I don't think that was his call alone on Alonso. I think that the Mets knew that going into the free agency this year. And I would say this, let's judge him in June after this team is, done with their lineup for this year. Because I have the same complaints about Cashman and the front office of the Yankees right now. But I just think it's a slow year. Everybody's waiting for that first big move to be made so that they can figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep. Well, listen, he's got a plan, so
we'll see what it is.
Let's hope it's a good
Milwaukee has not been a big success in the postseason, but look, Milwaukee, you have to look at them over the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years and go, wow. They've had a couple really good players, but he's gotten the best. He's really been able to put together a deep team there. And with with Cohen's money and the stars that he already has on the Mets, I think he knows what he's got. I don't think he's a dumb guy. I don't think he's the right personality for New York, but I'm going to say give him a chance.
Look, all you got to do is win in New York.
Do we have a choice?
It doesn't matter how you act or how you speak to the press or whatever. If you win, if you have positive results, then we will love you.
But I mean, look, blindly throwing money at things and just getting as much as you can.
No, look. If Alonso was one of those borderline players, it was just a fan romanticized. He's a homegrown Met. We got it. No, I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying. He was it's the bat. You're paying for the bat. And with the looming possibility of a lockout and a salary cap, spend the friggin' money now before you can't spend it.
Do you know what this reminds me of with a little bit less history? This reminds me of when Steinbrenner did not re-sign Jackson in, what was that, 81, 82?
Yeah.
They had Winfield coming in, and they sent Reggie Jackson off. He went and signed with the Angels, and Jackson had another 3 or 4 really good years with the Angels. In fact, we all know, I think you could see the problem I have with Alonso is him going to Baltimore. I'm a little sad for him because I think Baltimore's got a future, but it might be after his prime. I think he's going to put up good numbers. I think he's going to be a star on a team that is going to battle for last place in the American League.
He's going to be hello, I can't even forget Jose Reyes. He's going to be a Jose Reyes.
Right.
He's going to be in Baltimore, and then
the Rockies.
And then the Rockies. No. But no, I mean, I just mean
the Angels.
He'll come back and play a year or two as just the DH with the Mets.
No, he'll definitely wind up on the Rockies at some point. I mean,
Baltimore is still pretty young, right? A couple seasons ago, they had a lot of success with young players. So they bring in an aging. He's not that aging.
No. What is Alonso?
They bring in an experienced, let's say, veteran, and maybe 32? That helps them, mature a little bit or whatever.
I mean, he's got.
But as a DH,
6 more years.
As a DH, he could have another 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I said before, I think when it goes, it's going to fall off a cliff with him. But
he's going to Jason Giambi at some point.
He might be 31. Actually, look at that.
He might get 3 or 4 more years.
I just I wish he moved across the street. I wish.
Listen, if the Orioles are lousy next year again, he could end up on the.
He's 30. Wait, just turned 31 last month.
I don't understand and I get I've seen it with Alonso. He struggles with certain types of hits coming towards him at first base, but he's not bad at picking. It's not like he's
very, very, very good at picking.
Yeah. It's just he's awkward with those weird. He reminds me of Jason Giambi when Giambi played first base. It's like, how did you not catch that? But then he'll also make some catches where you're just like,
holy shit! How did
like his backhand is like Steve Garvey, but if it's hit right at him, he turns into Chuck Knobloch.
It's almost like
it's crazy.
Later Chuck Knobloch, not early Chuck Knobloch.
Chuck Knobloch was a great player for a long time.
He was a Gold Glove until he wasn't.
Chuck Knobloch's one of the top 10 best second basemen in the history of baseball.
He just couldn't throw. He could still field. He just couldn't throw.
He couldn't just throw it that 1 year.
Yeah. But sometimes players have a natural instinct.
Yeah.
They know where to go. And Alonso, when he reacts, like on the backhand where you're taking a stab or you're picking it, there's an art to it, if you will. But you're right. Sometimes it's coming right at him. It's like it's not instinctually. He has to think about it.
You know what it is?
That's when he gets in trouble.
His footwork sucks.
Yeah.
He's got awkward foot. Ever watch him run? It's like he's not that slow, but it looks bad.
He's the youngest guy to ever, I think, have a dad bod, and he's got dad bod feet.
His home run trot looks nice though.
Yeah. Look, all you got to do is hit it off the wall a few times, and nobody cares.
Yeah, there you go. Little NBA, maybe anything for the NBA? Let's talk. Let's talk about it just a little bit here.
I got one quick thing.
All right.
I watched
I
watched the Nuggets play without their top 7 players on the court the other night. They suited up.
They're about to win tonight, by the way.
They suited up 9 guys against the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers with a full team of Embiid, Maxey, George, blah, blah, blah. And somehow, despite their best efforts, that fucking third string Nuggets team won in overtime. And it was something else, because it was like watching a college team from the 70s play a current NBA team, because they could not hit from downtown.
Yeah, well, they're leading.
I know they're beating
by
Boston
6 right now with 12 seconds left.
Yeah,
and they just got fouled. So.
I mean, it's another big win. I will say this with the NBA, and it's funny that you mentioned Boston. Boston might be the biggest surprise to me with the fact that
that's what I was going to ask you guys. They have to be, right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, I got to be honest with you. I don't. I mean, look, the 2 best teams in the East, I think, right now clearly are the Knicks and Detroit. But like, what's been going on since the Knicks won the Cup in-season tournament? I mean,
the Knicks will benefit from Boston losing, but right now, Boston's a half game ahead of the Knicks. And
I know.
It's crazy. So I would say this.
Oh, they've lost 4 in a row. They've lost 4 in a row.
I know. I think the Knicks will be fine. I think the biggest surprise is, I think Detroit is a surprise. I think that the Raptors are a bit of a surprise in the East. I think Cleveland sort of not being more dominant is a little bit of a surprise.
Well, I mean, that's obvious.
In the East. And I think the biggest disappointment right now has got to be Milwaukee. Yeah. I mean, just horrible. And in the West is just, you can't take a night off because the West might have 6 of the top 8 teams. It's insane.
It's doubtful. Oklahoma is going to go. What is it? 73-9.
They've come back down to earth, but
yeah, they've come back down to earth.
I'll tell you what.
Look, the Spurs are right there. The Lakers are right there. Then I honestly, I know you're a Nuggets fan. I like them too. You're convincing me more and more of a Jokic fan.
But the Nuggets gonna have a hard haul here to stay relevant.
6.5 seconds left in the game, and the lead is only 3 now.
Yeah,
I think the Nuggets are right where they should be, 3 and 4. Cruise along, stay there, and then crank it up for the playoffs.
Well, you just don't want to fall into the play-in.
No. But they're only a couple games ahead of Phoenix, but.
They're going to be without Jokic though until March. I mean,
is it going to be that long?
I think it's going to be
end of February.
Yeah. So all right. Well, yeah, they got to try and stay in the top 6. Then they should be able to. I mean, look, we're 2 months into the season. Golden State isn't tearing it up yet. Portland is mediocre.
Look, Minnesota would be the second. Minnesota would be the 2nd seed in the East.
Yeah. And then, I mean, who else? There's nothing. You're not getting anything out of.
Yeah, wrong.
The Pelicans are terrible again. Pacers are what we thought was like the Pacers are not quite what we thought. Boston.
They're a little better than what. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think Halliburton means more to Indiana than Tatum means to Boston. I mean, it certainly looks that way. But even going Boston into the season, I would have said that, but. Yeah. What we see from the Pacers, I kind of expected. Maybe a few games worse, but I would think the Celtics would be like maybe 12 and 23 at this point. Heading into the season, that's about right. You know what I mean. And the Pacers might be 8 or 9 and whatever, maybe a few wins better than where they are. But.
I think it's going to be I think the NBA this year there's a lot of really good teams. I think the Lakers are an interesting story. I still think we're going to see some trades that are going to make a big difference.
I will tell you this though. On I mentioned before, Craig Carton's new show on the Fan. He came back. Mm-hmm. His first show on Monday, he had Jim Dolan on.
Nice.
And Jim Dolan says, first of all, Jim Dolan said they're not hanging the in-season tourney championship banner up in the rafters.
Did Carton ask him why he's such an asshole?
Well, yeah, I don't think he asked him that, but I will say that
not in those words.
Right. By the way, the Nuggets won.
I would have had Jim Dolan in the studio, and then from behind a curtain, I would have had Charles Oakley come out.
114-110 was the final score. Nuggets won. But I do have to. I will say this, that Jim Dolan said to that point. He said we will hang a banner up this year. It will be the NBA championship banner in June.
Well, I'm glad that he's confident with that. Look, I think the Knicks remind me of Minnesota because I think that you have a really dynamic guard on the relatively smaller side by NBA standards in Brunson, who reminds me of Anthony Edwards. Their games are very similar. And then, look, we had a trade which was it's that second piece that decides the game. And when Julius Randle and or Karl Anthony Towns decides to play defense, their team wins. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the Knicks can complain about those two guys. I don't think the Knicks really can complain about where they're at right now. I think they're playing really good basketball. I think they're right where they should be. Detroit is the conundrum. It's like, are they going to come back down to earth, or are they going to start to pull away?
I don't know.
They're a very athletic team who's really active on the glass. They're long. They don't have a dominant guy who's like kind of plastering himself in the post, but they are really athletic, and they do not stop. They are nonstop action on the defensive and offensive boards the entire game.
Yeah,
and that's going to be hard to beat.
And especially when if the Celtics hang around kind of where they are for a little bit longer, another month maybe, and the Raptors kind of hang around where they are for maybe longer, it's harder to gain ground.
Right.
When you're sort of the Knicks, who are right now in the middle of those two teams. You know,
I think the Knicks need to make a push before the All-Star break. Yeah. I also say this about Detroit. They remind me of the Raptors team with Kawhi that won the championship. It's like they obviously have a star, and they have those, but they have a lot of depth and a lot of guys who can score in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And I very rarely agree with Stephen A. Smith, but he was absolutely right the other day when he said Detroit could win the NBA championship this year. They have the parts and pieces to do it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
look, they have a little experience last year, right? We've talked before about sometimes you got to lose before you can win. So they're not
who they lose to?
a bunch
Who they
of
lose to in the playoffs?
Young kids. Detroit?
Who did they lose to in the playoffs?
Oh, they lost to the Knicks.
That would be right. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean, I would say, the Knicks are probably, top 2 in the East as far as favorites to get to the NBA Finals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Irregardless of their record right now. I mean, I think that's probably the case.
I got you.
I think Boston's a tough out, though. I think Boston's a tough matchup in a first-round playoff series with anybody because they play defense.
They're very good at defense. They are very good at D. That's fair. So, anyway.
All right. There we go.
All right.
Anything for hockey?
I think we're good on hockey.
The Avalanche lost yesterday. They never lose. They lost yesterday.
Couple of questions.
Yes, Nathan McKinnon is the MVP.
How about the Sabres?
Looking good.
Yeah.
I would love
third spot for the wild card right now. Long way to go.
But do you bring Dominic Hasek back just for one game? And
maybe if there's a make or break down the line towards the end of the season.
He is a little bit older than Philip Rivers. I thought I read somewhere that Hasek was playing overseas and still or something.
Yeah, but he's playing backgammon though. He's not.
No, I understand.
Maybe he's playing with who's Jaromir Jagr, who's still active. He can't be eligible for the Hall of Fame because he's still active. But yeah, I think I find that interesting, and I find the Panthers being in the 4th spot for the wild card right now. But I seem to remember they were good last year, but they made a late push last year as well.
I mean, no one is talking on sports in general. The Colorado Avalanche are 31-4-7. They have 69 points. They have 31 wins and 4 regulation losses.
4 losses.
4.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick a team right now, clearly that's winning the cup, it's Colorado. So
yeah.
They're running away with everything. So, but that's right now.
But who did they just lose to?
That's right now.
What team is there every year and they're back in the first place in the East? The freaking Lightning.
Yeah.
Every year that team is good.
Yeah.
It's something in the cold weather and ice in Florida.
Every year we got to listen about Vegas, Carolina, and Tampa Bay. It's just insane. And the Panthers. Can we
put a and I said this last year, right? Can we put a directive through that only teams that play at least some of the year in cold weather can win the cup?
It's an indoor sport though. Come on.
I think here's what I would think. Here's what I think we should do. For those warm weather cities, the ice after the second intermission, you shut off the freezers, and they have to skate. Why is
that?
And open up the roof.
Why is it any different than football?
And open up the roof
or baseball. It's like
I just want to see you guys for the last 20 minutes. You gotta skate through water. I don't know if it gives anybody an advantage, but
that'll be great though, because you can skate up and like go to stop and throw all the water at the goalie, and somebody else gets the puck.
You can put water on his mask there.
Hey, look, the difference is that those organizations are really well run. They're really well run. And look, again, much like I was talking about earlier, people want to go to those places and play. You know, if you're coming from, Romania or Czechoslovakia or Russia, do you want to go play in Detroit or do you want to go play in Florida or Vegas?
Well, it's right. And on top of that, they're successful.
Yeah, they're good organizations.
Play in Florida, the weather's nice. They haven't won in 15 years, but hell no, they're
Florida. No, Florida's won. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. The players that are coming here, it's not like, oh, we can go play in the good weather, but they haven't won in forever. They've won, was it the last 2 years? Or 2 out of the last 3 or whatever it was.
Yeah, they're one of the best, sports teams in the last, current history. And they're well run. And that says a lot.
So it's not just the weather that's attractive there.
No.
All right, anything else? I think we're good, right?
We're good.
All right, listen, let's everybody wish Vanessa good luck on
Vanessa, good luck on the house tomorrow.
Getting a house. Hope that works out for you.
She mentioned it last night on the podcast too. But
they don't accept your offer. Just move in. Just walk right in.
Just
Just go right in. You'll be fine.
Bring your bags, couch. Just bring it in.
Vanessa, please never listen to us about anything.
No. Good luck, Vanessa. Let us know next week on the beer podcast.
Yeah.
There you
go. And we definitely look forward to finding that out. And she's a fantastic cook and chef and
well, Vanessa, next time we do
everything else, barbecue and everything else up there.
Next time we do a remote broadcast, then maybe we need to.
We'll come up to Connecticut and
have you cook.
Absolutely.
There we go.
There you go.
Last thing I have for you guys. Do you like the new layout
of what? Of the show?
Yes. Yes, I noticed.
I work so hard, people.
I love it. I love it.
But this was how it was last time we did.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's not.
What's different?
What's that?
I like the shape of the cutaways of our.
Well, yours is
window.
Turned around, so you and I our masks are a mirror image instead of the same.
Oh, okay.
That's John's is completely different.
Yeah.
John has a hard angle.
And the get on with it and pair up in threes.
I'm still like this too. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's wonderful.
Used to be up next to John, and now it's across the bottom of the screen in a crawl.
And I like the icicles in the middle.
Yeah, that's all right.
Icicles.
Well,
it's an audio waveform.
Audio wave. I like the audio wave.
Yeah. It looks like icicles, doesn't it?
I thought it was kind of like maybe a holiday thing. I liked it.
It was good. Yeah. I love it. I do like it, Pete. Very good job.
I like your backdrop.
Yeah, I think I got a. Oh, that's the microphone. Yeah,
that's the microphone.
Decent lighting, I guess.
Yeah, I like it. Can you for the next show? Can you move that helmet to your right, like about 3 inches? Then that's perfect.
Or do you want me to move this way?
No, just the helmet on this. Just
all right.
All right.
Can you have the helmet
turn around and reach?
Can you have the helmet float through the air?
I probably would have a better shot at that. I'll have to
floating through the air.
I'll talk to Gemini and see if they can float the helmet. I'm sure I could create a looping video of it flying around my head. Anyway, I guess that's it.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you for welcome to 2026, folks. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, and don't forget, obviously, we got all the football playoffs going on. We're going to have hot stove baseball, everything on basketball and hockey, and our annual Super Bowl Sunday show. It's going to be fun this year. Check us all out, and
as opposed to other years when it was not fun.
We would cry and we just
make it fun this year just to shake things up.
By the way, this just in. Is it Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh?
John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh was just signed by the Los Angeles Dodgers to be their bench coach.
Oh, jeez. And he's doing it for free. He's doing it
for free. For free.
He's on a rookie contract.
It's not another football contract, so he can still get his salary from for Baltimore while he does it. So
That's
Still getting paid by Baltimore. All right.
He's gonna toughen up the Japanese imports.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks, I guess.
2 weeks,
Yeah,
2 weeks,
unless otherwise. I gotta say, it was nice having the month of December off.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we should do every third month off.
Every third month we'll have off. There you go.
Let's do 2 shows and then take 4 weeks off.
There you go.
Take 4 weeks off.
I think it should. Yeah, it should be like we should have Stephen A's schedule over the holiday season.
We can get him on. We can figure it out. Yeah. There you go. Craig Carton's coming on next month. So
I'm just worried that the audience is going, yeah, you guys definitely should do 2 on, 4 week, 2 on, and
4
on
off.
every other week, and then 4 weeks off.
You guys are still on?
There you go.
Yeah, tell your.
Hey, we're in our 6th year. Okay, so we got it going good. So
yeah, despite all your cards and letters and comments, we're still around.
Still here. There you go.
We're like Philip Rivers, baby.
We got to get Spreaker up to date though.
Yeah, Spreaker's. I'm
still
working
out
on
of
it now.
date, so I know you audio files are.
I'm fixing it now, so we're by the end of the week we'll be good.
I know you audio files have no idea what's going on in the world of sports.
Exactly.
All right, so bye everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you all for watching. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, a passel of thanks for listening. You're all really swell. Like and follow us on all our social media. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. All of our shows are available on YouTube at the Lager Room channel. Just click the live tab to reach the show archive. The video podcast is live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook every other Wednesday, starting sometime between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find the audio podcasts on our host, Spreaker, as well as your favorite audio platform. If you haven't already, quit your dilly-dallying and subscribe so you will never miss a show. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great rest of your week and watch lots of sports. For the boys, this is Harry Hansen saying see you in a fortnight.